Yo, you got a stain on your shirt. What? It's so dirty? Man, you gotta wash that. Oh my goodness. My shirt is so dirty. Hold up. I need to change. I feel so nice and clean now. I'm ready to jump into the Word. Turn with me to James chapter 4, verses 11 through 12. It says, "Do not speak evil against one another, brothers. The one who speaks against a brother or judges his brother speaks evil against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. There is only one lawgiver and judge, he who is able to save and to destroy. But who are you to judge your neighbor?" James goes on to tell the believers in the church that before you judge somebody else, before you criticize somebody else, to hold your tongues and to examine your life and ask God, what is it that needs to be changed in my life? James might be going back to Jesus' teaching on the Sermon on the Mount in chapter 7 of Matthew, where Jesus talks about, do not judge each other or you too will be judged. The same amount that you judge to others, the same amount will be judged to you. And he goes on with this log imagery that why should a brother who has a log in his own eye take the speck out of somebody else's eye? That makes no sense. Like, how can you see what's in your brother's eye when you got a log planked right in your own eye? And so here James is telling the people, before you go on and trying to fix other people, what is it that needs to be fixed about yourself? And so my question is, what is that log that is in your eye? And so often we're so zoomed in that we can't see. And so we need to zoom out and ask God to remove that log and help us to see clearly. What is that log that is in your eye? That log can be many different things. It could be pride. It could be selfish desires. It could be fear or power. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to turn off my phone, shut it off completely, to get away with technology. And over the few days that I've had my phone off, I've come to realize that I've idolized my phone. I made my phone my everything. Even though I told people, you gotta stay off your phone because it just sucks you away and it builds depression and it's a big distraction from following Jesus, from making Jesus the center of your life, my life. And so I've come to realize that I was making my phone my everything instead of making God my everything, God my center, God my focus. And so it's helping me to focus more on what God wanted me to be and to become during those moments and those times of silence and space away from my phone. And so what is that log in your eye? What space? I think we need to create space, and we have this time in this quarantine time, plenty of time to create space for God to come into our lives and speak to us and remove that log in our eyes so that we can be the people that God is calling us to be, to love God with all of our heart, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. I find that the very things that we judge people for and criticize others for is reflecting the same things that you're dealing with. So like I've told people stay off your phone. Get off your phone. We spend way too much time on our phones. But again, I found out that that very thing was the thing that I was dealing with, and I was spending too much time on my phone rather than spending time with God. So that's just a thing to think about. When you're judging others and you find yourself criticizing others, ask yourself why. What is it going on in my life that needs to be fixed before I go on criticizing and judging others? And we see here in this passage, James says, the only judge and lawgiver is God. And to me, I think that's kind of scary sometimes, because I thought about, oh, God's going to judge us, He's going to destroy us and punish us. But I've come to realize that God judges out of love. And He does that through love to bring us closer to Him, to draw us closer to God, to change us, to purify us, to transform us into the people that God is calling us to be. To love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love others as ourselves. And so I think the take-home point message for today and the rest of the week is to create space and ask God to show us what that log is in our eyes and to remove it. And I believe that God has the power to remove and restore us to be His people.